Professor, Chairman, Department of Literature, Dr. Kenyatta University. Distinguished guests, professors, students, and lecturers, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we have come together to mark International Mother Language Day, an occasion established by the United Nations to advocate for linguistic and cultural diversity worldwide. This annual celebration, observed on February 21st in various countries. This year in Kenya, we have the privilege to pay tribute to the Persian language, as well as appreciate its profound beauty. The Persian language, also known as Farsi, has a rich history that spans over 7,000 years. It has been the language of poets, scholars, and thinkers throughout the ages, and its influence has extended far beyond the borders of Iran. Persian literature, with its epic poetry, mystical verses, and philosophical writings, has captivated the hearts and minds of people around the world. Persian is not a language. Persian is our history, our civilization, and our identity. Farsi is a culture of gender equality. When we say "u" in Persian, we refer to both the women and men. In Persian, "spose" means hamsar, which means equality in authority or rank, which is made up of two words, same and head. This is respect to human being, is what the great Iranian poet Sa'di Shirazi expressed in the best possible wordings 800 years ago. Bani Adam a'zای یکدیگرند که در آفرینش ز یک گوهرند چو عضوی به درد آورد روزگار دگر عضوها را نماند قرار تو که از مهنت دیگران بیغمی نشاید که نامت نهند آدمی. Human beings are members of a whole in creation of one essence and soul. If one member is afflicted with pain, other members uneasy will remain. If you've no sympathy for human pain, the name of human you cannot retain. The beauty of the Persian language lies not only in its poetic expressions, but also in its ability to convey profound emotions and thoughts. Its intricate calligraphy and lyrical sound have made it a source of inspiration for artists, musicians, and writers across different cultures. The works of the likes of Rumi, Hafiz, and Ferdowsi continue to resonate with readers and listeners, transcending time and place. Furthermore, the Persian language has played a significant role in shaping the cultural identity of Iran and other Persian-speaking regions. It has been a unifying force for diverse communities, fostering a sense of belonging and shared heritage. Though its words and expressions, it has preserved the traditions, values, and wisdom of past generations. The Persian language possesses several unique specifications that distinguish it from other languages. Some of these distinctive features include script and calligraphy. Persian is written in the Persian Arabic script, which is written from right to left. The calligraphy of Persian script is known for its intricate and artistic beauty, often used as a form of visual art. Poetic tradition. Persian has a rich tradition of poetry with a wide range of poetic forms and meters. This tradition has produced some of the world's most renowned poets, such as Rumi, Hafiz, and Sa'di, and Ferdowsi, whose works continue to be celebrated for their depths of emotion and philosophical insight. Linguistic influence. Persian has significantly influenced the vocabulary of many languages, particularly in regions historically connected to Persian culture, such as Central Asia, the Indian subcontinent, parts of the Middle East, and East Africa. Politeness and formality. Persian has distinct levels of politeness and formality embedded in its grammar and vocabulary. Different verb forms and honorifices are used to show respect and deference to others based on social status or familiarity. Sound and melody. The Persian language is known for its melodic and lyrical sound. It features a range of unique phonemes and intonations that contribute to its distinct musicality. Cultural significance. Persian has been a language of high culture, literature, and intellectual discourse for centuries, playing a central role in the development of Persianate civilizations and influencing the broader Islamic world. Persian language has formed the identity of realm of Persia. Persian has shaped a historical geography of its culture. All tribes with different languages in this geographical region have used Persian language as their means of communication, allowing the history of their existence. The unique specifications contribute to the enduring allure and significance of the Persian language within the global linguistic landscape. As we celebrate this important day, let us recognize the significance of preserving and promoting linguistic diversity. The Persian language is a testament to the power of language in shaping our understanding of the world and connecting us to our roots. By embracing and learning from languages such as Persian, we enrich our own lives and contribute to the preservation of our global cultural heritage. The Persian language shares many similarities with the Swahili language, and the presence of Shirazi immigrants in East African coastal region has enabled a large number of Persian words to be incorporated into the everyday conversations of the Swahili people. We also need to add to Shirazi immigrants the Baluchi immigrants as well. There are numerous examples of these words such as Meza, Nadra, Rangi, Pilau, Waziri, Amiri, Embe, Asali, Bazu, Iliki, Nanasi, Arusi, and so on and so forth. And as a result, Persian is a familiar language for the people of this region too. We hope that through the efforts of academic institutions in both countries to introduce Persian and Swahili to each other, the cultures of the two countries will undoubtedly be enriched as a result of this endeavor. In conclusion, I would like to highlight what was mentioned by Professor Executive Dean regarding the programs that we will have for exchange of programs between the two countries, especially for the academies, universities. So that's really important momentum, and we will keep with that momentum for the future time. In conclusion, let us honor the Persian language for its enduring legacy and celebrate its contributions to human civilization. Let us continue to cherish and promote linguistic diversity as a means of fostering mutual understanding and respect among all peoples. I am once again grateful for your patience. It was a long speech, and I would like to sincerely thank the esteemed Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Paul K. Wainania, Dr. Kenneth Ngure, Head of the Department of Linguistics, Literature and Foreign Languages, and Professor Executive Dean at Kenyatta University, as well as the faculty members for their cooperation. Thank you for all. Asante.
Your Excellency, Dr. Ali Gulampur, I took the challenge. and I have pronounced the name. Thank you so much for the speech that you have given. You notice that he is not just the ambassador of his country to our country, he's also a very able ambassador to his language. From his speech, you can tell that this language is steeped in artistry. It is a poetic language, it is an artistic language in the way that it is spoken, in the way that it is written, and I can't help sitting there and thinking, yeah, I'd like to learn that language. Yeah, just be part of the artistry. Thank you so much. I'd also like to take this time to just thank the foregoing speakers. One of the things I take home from the two speeches is that I would like to put it to you in a question. Would you die for your language? Would you die for your language? And ask your neighbor, is your language one of the ones that is dying? What are you doing about it? Thank you once again for those very, very enlightening speeches. We would like to move on now to have a speaker who is coming to us virtually, and that is Dr. Adel, President of Study Foundation, and the former Speaker of the Iranian Parliament. Let's listen to this also very important presentation. Welcome.
In the name of God, compassionate and merciful. Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests and distinguished crowds, I would like to greet the participants in this conference organized in Nairobi, Kenya, on the day of Iran's motherhood of the Persian language. And I am delighted to be able to send a message to this conference on behalf of Saadi Foundation. Persian language is one of the oldest languages in the world, and its history stretches for thousands of years. This language has been able to produce valuable literature throughout the course of history, which is full of human and humanistic concepts. Also, the rational concepts and wisdom of the country of Iran is well known globally due to its rich and valuable literature. Knowing the Persian language is the key to become familiar with the very subtle and mystical concepts in Persian literature. And this attraction has caused many scholars studying Iran and its assortment of literary pieces from Western countries and other countries of the world, such as China and Japan, as well as some African countries, such as Egypt, to care about Persian language education. In addition, familiarity with the Persian language allows Persian learners to get to know Iran better. Today, Iran is a large country in the West Asian region, which has become an influential nation with its Islamic revolution and the new message in the field of culture and politics. Throughout history, this language has been extended from Iran as has become popular in other regions. The immigrants from Iran, especially those from the city of Shiraz, took this language with them to Africa in the past centuries. Teaching the Persian language in Africa will strengthen the cultural, political, and economic ties of the Islamic Republic of Iran with African countries, including Kenya. In Iran, Saadi Foundation is responsible for teaching and spreading the Persian language internationally. We aim to disseminate this language internationally and teach it by training teachers, writing books, producing various forms of software in virtual spaces, holding knowledge-enhancing courses, and teaching Persian language inside and outside Iran. Saudi Foundation is ready to promote and instruct the Persian language in Kenya in cooperation with the authorities and those in charge. Finally, I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. Purmarjan, the Cultural Counselor of the Islamic Republic of Iran, who is also the representative of Saudi Foundation in Kenya. And I hope that our relations will expand in all directions, including in the field of Persian language education in the near future. I wish success and prosperity for the people and the government of Kenya, and also for all those who cherish Persian language on Mother Language Day. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that part. We want to move on quickly and have a time of brief entertainment from the Iranian troupe. Without artistry, we want to feel more of them. So let's have a bit of entertainment from an Iranian troupe to feel more of what we have been doing. Wow. Did you see a stringed instrument being hit? They used to string instruments being strummed or plucked, but this one is being hit. I believe you are learning something. And then they were very keen to see the flute which is producing different pitches. I don't know how that works, but the high and the low notes. But he also had a flute, so the flutes are sisters. Thank you so much for that. You saw the artistry. We have the ambassador wishes to leave, but the program will continue. So we will allow the ambassador to leave, and I just request us to stand as a mark of honor as he walks out.
Thank you so much. Sorry if I have to leave because I have other engagements for Unit 6 unit program. And I'm so sorry for that. And thank you everybody for hospitality. Very well organized program. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Take your seats as we continue with the program. Next on the program is a very important presentation by Dr. Ali Humajan, Cultural Counselor of Iran. As I say, the program continues. It's only His Excellency who has left, and there is more to come, so don't be discouraged. Welcome, Dr. Humajan. Give him a hand of welcome, please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I think everybody understands this word. That's international word. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Actually, it is difficult for me to speak about the theme of today's function, especially after the speech of Dr. Haddad Adil and His Excellency, the Head of the Department and Faculty. But I will try my best to share a few ideas with you, brothers and sisters, today. Thank you. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. His Excellency the Ambassador who has left, and the Dean of the Faculty, the Head of the Department, you, my brothers and sisters, scholars, dear guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure and profound pride that I address you today on the momentous occasion as we gather to celebrate the International Mother Language Day. As we come together under the theme, multilingual education is a pillar of intergenerational learning, we are reminded of the crucial role that language plays in shaping our identities, fostering cultural understanding, and bridging generational divides. It is through language that we connect with our roots, express our thoughts and emotions, and pass down knowledge from one generation to the next. The term mother tongue encapsulates the essence and roots of every individual's identity. It has persistently coexisted alongside national and international languages, maintaining its inherent value and significance. Despite recent assaults on mother tongues, their resilience remains steadfast. They are not easily eradicated. Language serves as the cornerstone of civilization, acting as a conduit that binds members of society together. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we focus our attention on the Persian language and culture, a treasure trove of wisdom, beauty, and heritage that has enriched human society for centuries. The trajectory of Persian language over the ages is a rich and intricate tale that demands significant time and effort to recount. During the era of English dominance in our region, you remember Iran geographically was not the Iran that we live in. In that period of time, some parts of India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and some other countries were just talking in Persian language. And my brothers know that for maybe more than 800 years, Persian language was one of the official languages in India. But there was a conspiracy that time from the dominant British people there. They wanted to get rid of cultural, civilizational language with the name of Farsi or Persian. You know what they did? They came to this point, they propagated that, oh people, this Persian language does not suit your culture. It is better for you to talk in Urdu language that time. So if you talk in Urdu language, you will be able to talk internationally. You will be able to join international community. So with these kind of sentences, some of the people came toward Urdu language that time. But Urdu language that time did not have Hafiz, did not have Nizami Ganjavi, did not have Hafiz. These poets were organizing, or still are organizing, Persian culture, Persian civilization. And what happened? After a while, those people who changed their language into Urdu, they came to this point. Okay, in Urdu language we cannot speak, we cannot understand Shakespeare. It is better to get rid of Urdu and go join to English language. If we talk in English language, we will be able to understand Shakespeare's. But they didn't know that they disappeared their own identity, their own culture, and their own Persian language. This is the conspiracy from the old time they were using, and still they are using, to destroy mother tongue, cultural tongues, and the tongues that the people, as Professor said, the mother tongue we learn when we are in the stomach of our mothers. So if you lose your original language, if you lose your mother tongue, it means that you are losing your identity and you are dead. I'm answering to your question that she asked, are you ready to die because of your language? I say, if you lose your language, you are losing your culture. You are losing your identity. If you lose your culture and identity, you are dying. Not physical dying, culturally and civilizationally, you are dead. So I hope the lesson, or the biggest lesson that we can get from today's session, is that to grasp our language, our modern language, our cultural language, our first language. In some of the dictionaries, we do not have mother language. In some of the countries, they say our first language, our cultural language, our mother language. All of them are the same because they show how beautifully our people speak in our own language and how beautifully we understand each other. So if we lose this kind of language, we will lose our identity. So this is the danger that Persian language in that period of time faced. So I hope your local languages, your indigenous languages, and your mother languages, you should take care of those languages and be careful not to lose it. I don't know, just a few moments, I just came out of the lecture, and the other point that I should mention is that my brothers spoke about Persian language. I say my brothers and sisters, Persian language, fortunately we agreed with the Vice Chancellor today that we follow up teaching this language here in Kenyatta University, and we just exchange professors and students in Persian language or Kiswahili language. Persian language is the language for the culture, is the language for the civilization. And this custom that we have in our culture showed for the centuries that whoever comes to conspiracy against Persian language, they themselves were destroyed or are destroyed. You know why? Because Persian language is full of culture, is full of civilization, is full of the ways of life. So if they want to destroy, they just come and they are digested in this language. So this is the one. The second one, wherever Persian language went, they went with the culture, with the humanity, with the ethics. Professor spoke about Persians or Shirazis who came in 13th and 14th century. They were settled down in Zanzibar, Malindi, Mombasa. They didn't oppose or they didn't dominate the people individually or collectively. They just introduced and they just exchanged their culture with them. And after a while, what happened? After a while, the people collected them. The people just went around these elite people who had come from that area. And you know that for 20 years, 200 years, which is 2 centuries, they were as rulers of this area. And if you know the person who is historian, Mr. Chittick says that according to my study in East Africa, in the period that Shirazi and Iranis were ruling in East Africa, I didn't see any negative point against the East African people in that area. So it means that Persian language is Persian culture. Persian culture is equal to peace wherever it is. So my brothers and sisters, although the world community honors February 21st as International Mother Language Day, you know, every year in line with cultural diversity and linguistic awareness, but we cannot deny the fact that minority languages are dying at a very fast rate. Many factors such as globalization, modernization, and cultural invasion are involved in this matter. UNESCO itself, UNESCO was the organization who announced this day, 21st of February, as the International Mother Language Day. The same organization says up to 2050, most of the indigenous languages will be dead. So this is a great message from the UNESCO, from the professors to all of us, that we should be careful of our languages. Multilingualism should not be defined as the loss of the mother tongue and the first language of the societies. Otherwise, the beauty of societies linguistic diversity will give way to contradictions and offend the souls of our children, teenagers, and young people, and slow down the development of science and technology in the world. Therefore, while respecting the native languages, the mother tongue, the first language of the people, and their ethnic language, in strengthening the national and official language of the countries, we should also try to find linguistic and conceptual development in these languages. In closing, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all those who have contributed to the success of today's event. May your celebration serve as a reminder of the transformative power of language and culture in our lives, and may it inspire us to continue our journey of learning and discovery together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pumajan. If you forget anything outside of his lecture, just remember the passionate appeal he has made for us to preserve our languages. He is saying you should not die with your language, but you should die in defense of your language. So if you're letting your language die, then you die with it. But he says you die in defense of your language. And one of the things that he's reminding us of is the fact that your language is a carrier of so many things. It's a carrier of your culture, it's a carrier of your ethos, the way that you operate. If it is a violent language, it will carry violence into the spaces where it goes. But if it is a language of decorum, like Farsi, it carries decorum into the spaces. We are coming towards the end of the first part of this program. I want to clarify that there was this first part, and then we'll go to the second part of the program. So for this part of the program, we want to move a vote of thanks done by Dr. Esther Basin. Then we will have a photo session, break for tea, and please come back to partake of the student presentations and a very, very nice presentation from one of our professors. So tea and the exhibition is just a short break. So Dr. Basin.
Asanteni sana na hongera jamii ya Chuo Kikuu Kenyatta. Naomba tuyaseme maneno haya kwa pamoja. Nitakwambieni maneno kisha tutarudia pamoja, sawa? Tunaelewana? Nimubea muno. Nimubea muno. Ejok noi. Ejok noi. Ashe. Ashe. Erokamano ahinya. Twachokya gatho. Kongoi mising. Mbuya mono. Orio mno. Sawa, asanteni. Sasa nawaomba kwa pamoja tuimbe wimbo mfupi sana wa kurudisha shukrani zetu kwa wageni wetu pamoja na ambassador ambaye ameondoka na natamani watampea asante zetu. Twaujua huyu wimbo, twasema asante kwa sababu twaomba kila siku. Tutaanza na kumshukuru Mungu, kisha tutarudia na tuwashukuru ndugu zetu. Kwa hivyo tutasema enyi ndugu zetu. Tunaelewana? Haya, tuimbe basi. Twasema asante, twasema asante, twasema Asanteni na hongera. His Excellency, the Ambassador, and all our guests and sponsors. You have just heard us say thank you in our many different languages. We truly appreciate and we look forward to working together going forward. Shukran, Gezila, Kelly, Mushakala.
Wow. Do you say thank you to the person who has said thank you? Yes. Thank you so much for that elaborate thank you. Thank you, Dr. Betty. We will have a photo session and then we will break for tea and then come back for more. So let's have the public relations preparing us for photo session. This is how we're going to do it. We have the people that we respect so much. We will start with them. We'll have the photo session up here. So the high table, we'll have a photo with them. Then we'll have guests, invited guests. We'll join them. You know, the core of this is our high table. They'll be the core. The invited guests will join them and then leave. Then we will have the departmental staff joining the high table. After that, we will break for tea. And at that point in time, I will give you appropriate instructions. So let's as they are organizing that, I want to tell you one thing about my language. My language is Doluo. And one thing that is funny about Doluo is that when we laugh with our whole liver. Not heart. People say I love you with my whole heart. As Luos, we say I love you with my whole liver. How does that work? Yeah, but yeah, it works. We love with our whole liver. If you want to know more, just follow me so that I tell you more. Something else that is funny about Doluo is that it's very similar to English. There's somebody that lives behind my home in the rural. It's called Adere. Adere in English is adhere. And if you want to say, and what about this one? In my language you say tomato. Yeah? And if you want to ask, what about the peas? You say potato. Potato. So I don't know why Dolu is so foolish. No, not foolish. I don't know why Dolu is so similar to English in some instances. And that's why they say that they speak English better than all the rest. I can't really confirm that. That is up to you to decide. So I'm trusting that the laying out is going on. I don't know if there's anybody here who is still ashamed of their mother tongue. Oh, and that came up very nicely that it's mother tongue and not father tongue. Yeah. I don't know if there's anybody who's still ashamed of their mother tongue. We will pray for you, and we will go for oracles for you, and we will go to all the shrines for you so that you know that by being ashamed of your mother tongue, you are actually killing it. And when you kill it, it dies with all the beautiful culture that is carried with the language. Kindly request the high table to present themselves for the photo session.